not prepared.
He's not wrong. A lot of people are not prepared, but in this video I'm going to be sharing some of my top tips for how you can get ahead of the curve and be as prepared as possible for when the Burning Crusade releases. It was recently leaked earlier this week that TBC Beta is projected to start in mid-February of 2021, as well as the pre-patch in April, and with the ideal release date being May 4th of 2021. So this gives us just over 4 months of preparation time before that pre-patch goes live, because there has been another rumor that they may potentially release Blood Elves as well as Draenei in that pre-patch, and me personally, I'm going to level up Blood Elf Paladin and a Draenei Shaman, so I'm going to want to have as much prep work done before that even gets released. So unless you plan on being the next Jokered, this first tip is essential for getting ahead of the curve, because we're going to try to have as much XP buildup as possible for when we enter TBC. While everyone else is busy waiting to get into the Dark Portal and probably crashing your servers, we are going to go ahead and get at least half a level ahead of everybody. First thing we're going to want to do is have a ton of PvP marks available to us. You're going to want to have 20 of Warsong, Arathi Basin, as well as Alterac Valley in your inventory ready to go, because come turn-in time, you're going to be getting a lot of experience per turn-in, and you could potentially have more in your mailbox ready to go. They did, however, nerf the month duration that they last in your mailbox, so you might have to do a little bit of PvPing the day before TBC releases. I don't know how many people want to go ahead and do that. The second thing you're going to want to do is have a full quest log of completed quests ready to turn in, so that once TBC releases, you can go travel around in quick succession, hopefully with a mage, and be able to turn in all of these quests that give tons of experience very easily. I recommend stacking Silithus quests just because they're all in one city to turn in, and you can have pretty much a full quest log of Silithus quests if you haven't already done them ready to turn in. So this last one is a little bit of a speculation, because we are not 100% sure how they're going to have it patched in once TBC releases, but I'm personally going to be investing into Zul'Gurub coins, or the Hikari coins, because currently you can turn these in, you turn in 3 per turn in, and you get around 600 experience at Yojamba Isle. If they have not patched this, you can easily get a level with automated quest turn in 5 minutes. So that would be pretty broken. They're probably going to have it patched out, I'm not going to lie. But they're pretty cheap right now. I don't mind expending a couple hundred gold on the off chance that they don't patch it, because that is just going to be an insane amount of XP. Probably the most important thing that you can do now before TBC launches is have your professions set that you want to have for the Burning Crusade. Because a lot of these professions that are OP now in Classic Vanilla are not going to be as strong or relevant in BC, and a lot of the meme ones, such as blacksmithing, are going to be very, very necessary. So what you can go ahead and do is, a lot of classes are going to have blacksmithing, because you have a lot of pre-raid best in slot gear. You have a lot of weapons for arena as well that are very, very good for, say, warriors as well as rogues. And then tailoring is always relevant for cloth wearers in TBC. With every new patch that comes out, there's always more epic recipes that are available that are always pre-raid bis for that next patch. And probably the biggest change is leatherworking is going to be needed by almost every single class, depending on how sweaty your group is going to be. Because in Burning Crusade, they introduce the Heroism spell, and this is actually obtainable by also having Drums of War. There is a drum for melee as well as spellcasters, and it's only on a 30-second cooldown, and it does not share a DR if another member of your party uses it. So you can effectively, while you're running dungeons, have 2.5 minutes of heroism always activated on yourself. So by knowing what you want to have in TBC, you can go ahead and use these couple of months to get yourself maxed out in vanilla, get 300 skill level. I'll have a link to my mining guide, which will get you 1 to 300 very efficiently on Alliance or Horde in the info box down below, because that'll be very, very beneficial for getting things obviously like blacksmithing as well as mining, or even engineering, allowing you to get those materials gathered early on and have them invested. So you might be asking yourselves, what would be a good thing for me to potentially start stockpiling? Personally, I'm stockpiling pretty much every craftable material for every single profession. So I'm planning on having multiple leather workers being maxed. So I'm stockpiling light leather, medium leather, heavy leather, thick, rugged. Anything that is needed to get 1 to 300 leather working, I'm stockpiling it. And then this is why I'm mining in the video right now. You need tons of ore as well as crafted bars for all 3 professions. You need them for engineering, you need them for blacksmithing, and you now need them for the new profession that is being released in TBC, jewel crafting. So I'm having bars because they obviously take less space because you can have a bigger stack, but I also want to have ore just on the off chance that the ore price is way higher than the crafted bars, because you actually do have the option to prospect ore in TBC with the new jewel crafting spell, and that gives you a chance to have gems, because these gems are going to be needed to level up that jewel crafting. And I'm going to have a 1 to 300 jewel crafting guide linked by a creator who I think did a very nice job at it. So go ahead and stockpile everything you need for that as well, because I think if you're able to have jewel crafting maxed out early on your realm, you are going to be able to make some serious cash being the highest jewel crafter on your realm. Some other things that I'm stockpiling are obviously bolts of linens, so anywhere from rune cloth, mage weave, anything like that, just because it takes less space than the actual cloth itself. That's going to be needed for tailoring. Some other things that you might not have thought that you would want to stack are actually already available to you in vanilla, and especially if you're on a PvP realm, they're going to be very relevant in the leveling process for yourselves. Things like invisibility pots, so you can get through highly contested trafficked areas early on, such as the Dark Portal. Things like FAPs, so again, you're going to probably be in PvP combat for a majority of your leveling experience if you're on a PvP server. So you're going to want to have FAPs and lips so you can survive and get away, or obviously kill your competition. And then little minor things such as water swim speed potions. Zangar Marsh, second zone most people are going to be going into, has a lot of bodies of water in it. And a lot of quests involve you going underwater or through water, and that's just going to be another little thing that'll help you speed along the process of leveling. Some other things that might not be the biggest deal, but if you're trying to super min-max the leveling process and early on max level in TBC, you can definitely go ahead and try to stockpile a couple of these. This might include things like Zul'Gurub shoulder enchants. You might want to have a couple of those purchased, so once you get a couple pre-raid bis gear, you can have them enchanted. It's not going to be the best enchant, but it will definitely be supplemental until you have that best in slot piece that you want to enchant with the Outlands enchant. And then other things such as flasks. Flasks are still very strong in Burning Crusade, so you might want to stock up on a little bit of Lotus, or just make the flasks ahead of time so you'll have them available to use in the raids. And probably one of my sleeper picks is actually going to be Golden Sandsum. Right now it is not used for any relevant potion in vanilla. However, early on in alchemy in Burning Crusade, you need a lot of Golden Sandsum to blow through the early 300s of alchemy. So I've secretly been gathering them and purchasing them on the auction house, because they used to go for a silver a pop. Now they're about anywhere from 15 to 20 silver is a good price, but I've also seen stacks of Golden Sandsum going for anywhere from 15 to 20 gold. So that could be a very easy quick flip early on. This is going to be a challenge that players are faced with early on in the expansion, is they will have to decide whether or not they want to go with the Scryers or the Aldor. You can swap, but it is a pain in the booty to do, so knowing which faction is best for your class early on will definitely help you in the long run. More than likely, every ranged spellcaster will be going Scryer because there is a powerful gem for casters as well as a ring. And then Feral Druids will also be going Scryer for the hit leggings as well. And then pretty much every other tank will be going Aldor just because there's a very nice chest piece for tanking. And a lot of the shoulder enchants are just better for every other class as well on the Aldors. Just another quick side note on the super sweaty, min-maxing culture that has developed with WoW recently is if you are wanting to be super sweaty, make sure that when you're doing all of your quests, leveling up to 70, that you're not mindlessly just taking either what quest reward sells the most or what your current spec is. You need to be mindful of what you want to play for a majority of your time when you're 70. So for example, on one of my druids, I'm going to be leveling 2 of them. One of them is going to be restoration at max level. However, I'm going to be leveling as feral just because it makes sense. It's a lot easier to level as feral than a resto druid. So primarily I'm going to be taking feral quest rewards. However, there are some best in slot, pre-raid best in slot gear for, DPS or healing that you do get off of quests. So make sure you're doing your due diligence and actually looking through databases to see which quest rewards might be your pre-raid best in slot for your class, and don't just mindlessly take quest items without really thinking it through. It's a no-brainer. Flying has come out in the Burning Crusade, and you want to make sure you have enough gold stored so you can at least get the normal flying speed. It's going to cost you 900 gold, 850 for a mount, and 50 for the training. I'm pretty sure it's cheaper for druids, but you know what? We deserve it because we got shafted in regular vanilla, and it's time we're relevant again. But every class is going to need flying one way or another. There are tons of zones where it's only accessible by having a flying mount or having a warlock summon you, and warlocks already get abused for summoning people everywhere in Classic. There ain't no way they're going to do that in Burning Crusade. So make sure you have at least 900 gold ready to go so you can have access to flying and truly enjoy one of the best things that was added to the game, in my opinion. Alright, so that about does it for the video. I'm going to just randomly have screenshots of some of my bank alts and showing you guys some of the material that I've gathered so far. I plan on probably doubling everything that you see on screen and some items I haven't even shown because I want to keep them private just for myself because I'm a little greedy goblin that way. But if there are any tips that I missed, feel free to post them down in the comments down below. And if you want to see me make other videos such as this, definitely let me know. I'm super excited for TBC to come out because it is by far my favorite WoW X-Pack. I've played it probably 3 times over on private servers, and I'm really, really excited to give it a go on live and bring you guys a whole bunch more content. Let me know, again, if there's anything I missed or anything you want to see out of me in TBC, and I will do my best to try to make it happen. Appreciate you guys for watching, and as always, I'll see you all next time.